Hello, everyone, and welcome to the mail call for January of 2018 in February. And without a doubt, it was the wildest and most raucous month in, well, my history on YouTube. Exciting, crazy, sad, a real mixture of a lot of different things. And, well, certainly made me think about that. What a nice, quiet haven what Las Vegas was compared to when we came up. Let's get to part one of the mail call. Let's see, this person said, I enjoyed the corset and sent you info on who might make you a custom one. Are you interested? Yeah, I appreciate that. A good friend of mine did send me a link about that, but corset training is something, and of course, corset training is something to slim your waist and over time, but it's a very demanding thing to do. It's very difficult to do. It's physically somewhat harmful to pull your ribs in and restrict your breathing. And to wear a corset to be effective, you basically have to wear it like 23 and a half hours a day. The only time you take it off is when you're showering. And that's a real, I've tried before, and honestly, I've never even gotten through one single night with it. So I really doubt if that's going to be in my future. Let's see, I thought you were going to retire. One week you're going to say you're retired, the next week you're working, you blame it on the fires. I'm confused as can be. Well, a lot of people have left the area now, but the amount of medical demand on medical facilities is high as ever, and that goes from doctors right on down to simple paper pushers like me who work in a couple of hospitals around pushing paper and things. We're thin on the ground, and although I originally planned to retire last June 30th, I wanted to put little more money into my travel fund. And then the fires came about in October. I was perfectly prepared to give it up at the end of December. And then I was specifically asked by a couple places to stay on. And I agreed. So yes, it is the fire. So now our travel funds will be growing even bigger. Plus, I get to travel during the year too. What's the deal with Campervan Elvis? Does he have the goods on you? Well, there's really no deal per se. I've known him for quite a few years, and people speculate he must have some video about me or something like that. And I always have to laugh at these things. And I mean, I've always said, and a lot of people have always told on Hangouts and stuff in person, he's a far different person than he is on YouTube. But I don't like his YouTube antics at all, and I've told him so. And I've encouraged him to clean up his act. And I think when all is said and done, the reality is somebody's going to be there. Somebody's got to be there at the end. A couple of us, Jen, some other people that care. When things all go bad, which it will, at least he'll have somebody to turn to. In the meantime, I kind of keep my distance and do my own thing, hang out in other places where I can. So make no mistake about it. I'm not into asking for money on YouTube and all that. Let's see. Here's one. Just an FYI to tell you, I unsubbed you. I'm here for the sexy fun and not some stupid drama about RV community. Actually, if you add more bikini stuff, I won't leave. I like that. For some people, it was an abrupt 90-degree turn on the channel. But like I say, some people think it's a script, but it's a script. It was not invented here, was it? It was invented by some other people. And I just came along for the ride, mainly because I didn't like some of the things that some of the players were doing that were illegal and could potentially harm other people on YouTube too with their actions, this vigilante justice. So yeah, well, we get the bikini season is coming, so all good. Why did you delete so many videos? You had like 20 million, right? No, I didn't have 20 million, 20 million videos. I had 10,000 videos on this channel, and I wanted to kind of clean it up and take a little bit of more of a travel direction here coming up. I've kept the things that are near and dear to my heart. I removed a lot of stuff that was borderline, and I'm glad I did. I'm glad I did. It's definitely affected the view count, which I don't really care about. I told you guys before, I could have been on Comedy Central last year if I wanted to be. I can make a call and be in there tomorrow. It doesn't matter to me. I'm here on YouTube to have fun. And I think when we travel, it's going to be a whole new world. And a lot of people are going to be very interested in that. Let's see. Given the Elvis stuff that went down, are you surprised at how much hate is in the YouTube community? Well, this is somebody that's been a lightning rod for that. But it doesn't. I've tried to explain to him before and other people that such hate does not come out of the heavens. It has a reason. It has a negative charge on the ground that's going to pull that down. Okay, and that charge is Elvis. Just because you say that you're sorry for the past doesn't mean that people have to bite on that. Okay, and this is the other side of the coin. If you've driven people nutso with all the big WWE shtick that sometimes goes too far, then there's a price to be paid on the other side. And unfortunately, or fortunately, Elvis is not a person that's in control of that. Other people are steering that ship. And when they say it's over, it's over. And that's the reality of what he has to deal with. Just because you want it over doesn't mean it's going to be over. So try to be a better person on YouTube. What does Missy Jen think of Elvis? How can y'all support a person who has done such awful? Missy Jen is a friend of Elvis's. In no way, shape, or form does she support, but she has met him numerous times in person, has tried to counsel him, and she's another person that feels at the end of it all, there's a human being there that the pieces will likely have to be picked up in whatever way, shape, or form. So like her, that's our, like I am in the same position as her, that's our, if there's any game we play at all, it's the end game of what happens at the end. People may not like it, but tough. That's the way it is. I didn't know who the stellar guy is, but what a F-wit. He spends his time trolling and dissing you, but doesn't care about people being doxxed out, threatened, etc. What the F? Well, it's what I call the flexible ethics. You know, everything's okay as long as you agree with it, but when you don't agree with it, it's all bad. Okay, and life doesn't work that way. Stand up for a principle. Don't be a flip-flopper. Okay, this is what I really think is the case here. It's a person that I like. He has great potential. He hasn't been on YouTube that long doing videos, at least for this round. But you know, if packaged up in the right way, yeah, I think he has a lot of good things to say. Sometimes I think he ventures far afield to kind of stick his nose into other people's business, but that's his right on YouTube, and I respect that. So I respect him, but I just feel like he turns a blind eye to some things on YouTube in the name of justice and doesn't care about other things. Well, we all live by our faults and everything. Anyway, thanks for being along for part 1 of the mail call. Stay tuned tomorrow for part 2.